Bring it, reel it back.
Yesterday,
I don't know
Evan
if I
Mobley
can come
was named
back.
to the All-NBA first-team defensive unit.
Yeah.
He was the only Cav who made out of the first or second team. Jared Allen did receive some votes.
Yeah.
We did our whole Mobley. He could have won Defensive Player of the Year. He finished third in the voting. But the question I want to ask to you guys today based on this
Do we give a rat's ass that he won this? I don't give a rat's ass.
do you care that he made the first
Because
team
he
All-NBA
no,
defense?
because he's got to be a better player. The problem right now is I'm so sour on the Cavs because of the way the season ends that I don't want to hear about any awards they won. I don't care about finishing first team on defense. Listen, how can I trust this list when there's 2 white guys on the all-defensive team? There's no way 2 white guys are 5 best defenders in the league. That's impossible. Wow. The list is fraudulent.
Wow.
What I'm
gonna say is, do I care?
Yeah.
It's nice. It's a feather in his cap.
Yeah.
I mean, it shows that his stock is going upwards. Obviously, we would like for him to be better offensively, and I think the real test would be once he bulks up, and will he be better without Jared Allen? Can he hold the fort down without Jared Allen?
I don't know that Jared Allen's not going to, I think Jared Allen's going to be here.
Like I said, can he hold the fort down without Jared Allen? Can he be the main
Well, you guys are convinced he's going to be gone, Jared Allen?
That's not what I'm saying. Well, all I'm saying is I think it's a better lineup out there that could be put on the floor.
Don't you feel down on the team? Like I just don't even want to talk about the Cavs because it was so depressing the way the season ended.
Because here's
and now the Knicks suck. Like the Knicks look like crap against Miami. And Miami's the 8th seed.
And
it's the Miami trip.
I'm going to say something, and this is complete facts, and this is just the way it is. So you feel the way you feel about your sports teams based on the way the climate is in that particular sport. We like the Guardians because the Guardians play in a division where they don't have to play that well, and they're always in contention. They will always be in contention in the Central, and because they do something well, which is mind pitching and figure out, and they got a really great coach, that you never can be down on the Guardians based upon their circumstances.
At least not long term.
And then long term.
Right? In the moment, you're a little down.
Now in football is cyclical. It's every different year. There's Jaguars was terrible. Next year in the playoffs.
Right.
It's the worst to first every year. And if you get a quarterback, you can always be in a conversation.
That's right.
So if the Browns are terrible from year to year, there's always some level of hope. Well, McNuggets in the NBA is different. Because in the NBA, you can be a middling team, and you can even have Bradley Beal and John Wall and some of these mid guys, and it don't mean nothing if you ain't got that top tier squad. And as long as these other dudes is walking around, and as long as Kevin Durant is alive, or LeBron is alive, or Giannis is alive, you look at the Cavs as a nice group of guys that can get 3-4 seed, but when you see a star.
So you're saying they need somebody elite.
Yeah. Well,
they don't have an elite
And you know what's
player.
particularly frustrating, guys, is that the NBA, by and large, I agree with what G. Bush said. This year, though, it feels a little more open than it has ever been.
Yes.
And yet the Cavs are still not on that level.
They sold us a dream.
Usually it's just 1 or 2 teams. Right now it feels like any team still playing
could win.
Could win.
Yeah.
Except for the Knicks, obviously.
Yeah.
But the rest of the teams, even the Warriors, until they lose that series, I'm not counting them out.
Yeah, it's like Jimmy Butler.
I'm not counting out the Celtics. They're down 3-2. I'm not counting out the Suns. They're down 3-2.
I just saw Bam Adebayo, right?
Play the point guard.
Like, just become a point guard in the playoffs. And this is what I've been trying to tell people. You can be an imitator or innovator. Now, the guys that's doing it on the playoffs, they doing it in a way we haven't even seen. But that's just a prerequisite to even be in a conversation, Tyvis. Like Bam Adebayo running point. Spoelstra, it doesn't matter how they're going to play. He's a playoff coach. He's going to get it right. It's just, you just look at these people and you look at the pieces that they've accumulated. So it seems crazy that we sit here and we have to prognosticate on Jared Allen. When Jared Allen, that's self-check. They don't look at Jared Allen as somebody they got to worry about.
No.
That ain't, what?
Yeah, right.
All
and
I
it's
know,
like, And these other teams have all these guys like that step up off the bench and have big games.
Yeah.
The Cavs don't have
Well,
any
we
of
knew
that.
that. We knew that. We knew
Yeah.
that our bench wasn't that great. We thought Karis LeVert would be that, and he had the one game
did have the one
where he did that. But it's funny to me if you look at the teams that's still playing. I'd say like 3 or 4 of them all have 7-footers that can bring the ball up. You think of the Suns. Now it's cheating because the Suns got Kevin Durant.
Right.
But you think
Jokic.
the Joker guy can do it. Bam can do it.
Embiid
can do it.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this, based off that, and you mentioned Bam Adebayo as the focal point here. If Evan Mobley turns into Bam Adebayo, reaches that level, is that underselling his potential? Is that reaching what you think his ceiling could be? Like, where does Bam fit on the Evan Mobley? He could be this good, he could be that good.
I want him to be better than Bam.
If he's only Bam, the Cavs ain't winning nothing.
I agree.
If
He's got to be Kevin Garnett.
he needs to be
Brent Sellers.
and so Evan Mobley, there's a spectrum. If he's Bam Adebayo, if he's Bam, they're gonna be a 5th, 6th seed middling team, right? If he's LaMarcus Aldridge, they'll be a 3rd or 4th type team.
Oh, my
He
goodness.
needs to get to the point where he is Chris Bosh in Toronto. He is Kevin Garnett.
Then they got a shot to win.
Then you got a shot. But I be trying to explain to people, but that means you hoping that this dude is one of the greatest players to ever touch a basketball if he's Garnett.
Right.
Or
and right now, they just feel like one of those slapdick teams that makes the playoffs every year, but you know they're never going anywhere.
Well,
like the Pacers were forever.
Yes.
Like the Hawks were forever.
like the Raptors without Kawhi.
Until they got Kawhi.
I want the Cavs to turn into like a Golden State, where it's like no, listen.
They got tons of shooting.
Listen to what I'm saying.
Go ahead.
Because that sound blasphemy.
That hurt your
It sound
soul.
blasphemy. But let me explain.
All right.
They got a core group of guys and they kept them together. And each year they got better. Steph got with Clay, they got with Draymond, and they all got better. If you look at the Cavs, you got a DG, you got a Donovan, you got an Evan.
The problem is Donovan's not going to stay here that long.
Yep.
If you're winning championships, you don't think you'd stay?
Well,
They would have to win a championship next year.
Well, they got to do something.
I asked you.
They got to do
what can they do? They have to go to the finals.
They got to do something.
Didn't it seem like the Lakers this year? It felt like they had nothing to trade.
Zero.
And yet they got so much better.
Yeah, they did.
They had nothing.
They had nothing. They
So
got
don't
two
tell.
trades.
They don't tell. Well, they got LeBron and AD, so that's.
Yeah, and obviously those guys are healthy right now.
Yeah.
But they added that Hachimura guy.
But
who's good.
so don't tell
They
me
ordered
that it's
the big guy.
impossible then.
It's not.
Don't
but
tell me it's impossible. They can do it. They could have got a Terrence Ross or something like that. They could. What did Josh Hart get traded for? They could have traded for.
Josh Hart got traded for a lot. Like, they didn't have enough to get a guy like that. But the whole myth of the Cavs have no assets to move is false.
Okay.
You can package. They don't have first-round picks. That's already out the question. They traded those for Mitchell.
Yeah. It was like 4 second-round picks getting traded for players.
That's what I'm saying. They have second-round picks. You have, I don't know how much they're valued, but you have a young guy like Caruso. LeVert, they weren't moving because he was in the last year of his deal.
Jared Allen has some value.
Allen, so they do have pieces. And give Rob Pelinka and the Lakers credit. What he pulled off was masterful at the deadline.
I mean, they're a way better team right now.
But let me just say this. Kobe Altman finished second in the year in Executive of the Year voting. When you are looked at around the league by your peers at that caliber, in my opinion, you have to be.
Who was first?
The guy at Sacramento, which is weird. And I'll get to you in 1 sec.
Yeah, go ahead.
When you have when you're regarded in that stratosphere, you have to be able to make moves on the margins. And the fact that Altman sat back and said, "We're not going to make a move. We're good." There's always moves to be made, whether or not they work in the long run.
Yeah.
TBD. Like the Lakers' moves may not have worked. They've proven to work. But there are always moves to be made.
And by the way, I don't think Kobe Altman should have finished. All he did was the Donovan Mitchell trade. Now, Donovan was great in the regular season. He sucked when it mattered. But that's all he did. What else did he do? That was the only move. Did the Cavs make any other moves?
Danny Green.
And the move that looks dumb at this point, get rid of Kevin Love for free.
Right.
Yeah.
Why did he finish second?
Well, it's funny.
Why did Rob Pelinka not finish second?
The Kings guy who won.
Yeah.
All his moves were really made last season.
I think Rob Pelinka should have won.
Yeah,
He turned nothing into great to good talent around the two best players.
Absolutely.
And got rid of Westbrook.
And before we continue the conversation, it is lunch o'clock, a.k.a. 12, which means it's time to remind the world that Calling Companies is having a golf championship. It is no longer Calling Racing. It's Calling Companies Championship. See your favorite golf legends at Calling Companies Championship, July 12th to the 16th at the famous Firestone Country Club. Once again, Bull, it is family-friendly fun all week long, featuring a new fan zone, free attendance for kids, and concerts every night. There is something for everyone. Check him out at callinggolf.com. You're right, though. Rob Pelinka probably should have won the award based on the moves for this season, especially at midseason.
I would argue, and I know they're falling apart right now, I would argue the Knicks GM.
We're getting Josh Hart,
Because, first of all, he got Jalen Brunson. People criticized him. Jalen Brunson was awesome. They traded for Josh Hart. They added Isaiah Hartenstein, right? Didn't they just add him? This
free agency.
He did, and they finished just a couple of games behind the Cavs, and the Cavs had been better than the Knicks the year before.
And this is why, Tyvis said, with the Warriors, right? And the problem, I get what he's saying with the continuity and growing organically. But people forget, man, Steve Kerr's a genius.
Yeah, he is.
But
Mark Jackson started it.
Yes, he did. But Steve Kerr,
he don't get his credit, Bull.
He didn't deserve credit. He didn't win anything.
He was the one that said, shoot the ball.
Fine.
That's what he said.
Okay.
Shoot the ball.
So you got Spoelstra and you got Steve Kerr. And what we've seen over the last, 10 years from those guys being there. And this is why I'm so upset when people say this to me. Well, it's not so-and-so's fault. Well, JB, give him some time. When you watch the Heat and the Golden State Warriors, they run their sets. The ball movement is a beautiful, sweet science.
Yeah.
Even the bums, the guys that come off the bench, they come in moving. Yeah. It don't matter. It don't matter if the top guys are out. It don't matter if Jimmy Butler is out. They're going to play the same way.
How about the way did you watch any of the Nuggets game last night?
Yes.
How about the way they were moving the ball?
You see
Beautiful.
how the good teams do it.
And they were playing. I think Mike said this recently. I think you said this. When they play in their best, it's when Jokic is scoring 30, not 50.
Right.
And he's got 12 rebounds and 12 assists.
He's a walking triple-double.
And that's what he's doing. When Jamal Murray drives to the basket and then kicks it out to him, that's unstoppable. Unstoppable.
They got about 10 dudes off and the waves.
They got a bench.
They got waves of dudes that come in.
Was it Bruce Brown?
Good.
I love Bruce Brown. He's such a good
He had a big game last night.
The only reliable person off the bench has been Jetty.
That's
reliable.
He hit them trays. That's the only. Well, give me another name.
Harris
got the potential.
The only thing reliable about him is that he looks like a poor man's. Forget it. I blew it.
Yeah, you had
it was a
statute of limitation on that one.
Yeah,
but I
tell the ball. Tony Kukoc, coach.
Yeah, there it is. There it is. But no, listen. Just the fact that you say Jetty. Like all these guys.
Who else? I'm trying to think of another name.
The Jetty, Stevens. Nobody.
I'll tell you who's consistent. Robin Lopez.
Yeah.
Consistently sucks ass.
Man, this dude.
The highlight of his, is it Robin? Right?
Yes.
The highlight of his season was the interview he did with Mike before the year.
That was
his highlight of the season.
And we rolled out there. That's the demoralizing thing about basketball.
Yeah.
You could roll the ball out and you could tell yourself all you want that, if I hope and wish upon a star. Look, man, I'm looking around and these old dudes, due to the fact that everybody is soft now, you letting LeBron extend his career.
Yeah.
You letting Damian Lillard be like, I still can pull up. Nobody's getting retired. Think about that. LeBron is 100 years old, and he's like, man, I'll play forever. Y'all so soft, and y'all don't want to lift no weights. I'm going to tell you in front of your face, I'm going to play with my son, and that's how we going to move. What?
You have to bet every dime you have.
Utah Jazz is where they playing.
Shut up.
You have to bet every dime you have.
Okay.
Mike, you chime in on this too. You betting on the Warriors to come back from 3-1.
Stop.
The Celtics to come back from 3-2. Or the Suns to come back from 3-2. Which one you picking?
Suns.
Celtics? Suns?
I'm going to give me the Suns because they got, Devin Booker.
Is Chris Paul playing? If Chris Paul back in the lineup, then no.
I don't think he's playing.
Okay.
He's not better without Chris Paul.
That's my point exactly.
I'm taking the Celtics. I'm with Mikey on this.
I'm gonna take the Suns. I'm gonna take the Suns.
There's two. Just if Devin Booker keep playing like electric like that,
But he wasn't as good yesterday.
My point exactly.
Yeah.
If he plays like he was playing those other two games and shooting 70 and 83% from the field.
Yeah, but that's not sustainable.
It's nothing you can do. He only got to do it for 2 more games.
Well,
That just go. You know what's so crazy, is it just goes to show you that like even when you got a quote unquote super team like the Celtics, you can take a L. The Celtics might not even win one championship.
I mean, can you imagine?
They ain't won.
Who would obviously we're not there yet, but who would have possibly predicted? Even the Nuggets, who were the 1 seed, because everybody thought they were going to go out early because they haven't done anything in the playoffs. Who would have predicted Nuggets, Lakers, Sixers, Heat? There would have been nobody predicting that foursome. None.
Zero.
The Lakers, who might be the favorites to win it all now.
No, the Philly is, I think.
Oh, are they?
I think
But like the Lakers had to be. What were their odds of winning the championship 2 months ago?
0.
Oh,
or 3
before
months
the
ago.
deadline, probably 50 to 100.
I laughed at him.
And by the way, Adam Silver is the real winner in this whole thing because he's going to come around and tell y'all, everybody said that our product was down.
Yeah.
But the play-in, we got an 8th seed that's about to be in the Eastern Conference Final. Hey, you said everything. Look at the Lakers.
The Lakers are
the Heat.
The
Lakers
Heat.
I thought it was 2 8 seeds.
Too, though.
But an 8 and a 7.
We got 2 guys in the playing game
that are in the finals.
Conference finals. Listen, the NBA.
That's why college.
It wouldn't surprise me if it was a
Lakers
Heat final right now.
I wouldn't either.
That's why college football is going from 4 to 12.
Smartest thing they've ever done. Can't go more than that. Then you screw it up. But 12 is good.
When did they start in 12?
Next season.
12 to me is the perfect number.
This is the last year of the 4.
12 is the perfect number.
All you need is a transfer portal quarterback and a good get 6 games.
Let's go.
You can get into.
Let's
you
go.
can get in. I could get in it. Hey, listen, somebody coming to OU, man.
By the way, unfortunately, the Big 12 is about to embarrass themselves even more. A Big 10 is about to embarrass themselves even more by changing the rule where you don't have to play a non-conference Power 5 team. That's a terrible job.
What?
That's soft-ass shit.
What
right
are you talking about?
So
they're changing the rule.
You don't have to play a non-power.
So they've always had this rule where you got to play one
That's not true.
one Power 5 team.
Right.
Non-conference Power 5 team.
That's a lie.
It wasn't?
I swear I didn't play. We played.
What did I read earlier?
We played Kent State. We played Western Michigan.
No, but didn't you play a Power 5 team?
You had to play somebody for the Pac-12. Pac-10, SEC.
In 15, I don't think we did. We played North Illinois and Hawaii.
I saw something about
Is
this
Hawaii
today.
in something that I know of?
No.
Yeah.
What did I read earlier today?
Oh, yes, we did. We played Virginia Tech.
See, there you
Yes,
go.
we did.